and you just think about what will daddy do.
Yep.
You know.
I felt like I could just die. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Merry Christmas. If you're new here, hi. My name is Adiola, and if you don't know or you know, I'm in the US right now. I came to see my brother. I've not seen him in 6 years, guys. 6 whole years. So I'm going to bring him in just to make a video to talk about our childhood memories, you know, how we grew up, parenthood, school. You know, we grew up in a very religious home, like I mentioned about my dad and my mom, and talking about, you know, our family as a whole, you know, and we might even talk about, you know, Canada, US, and all that good stuff. Anyway, so without further ado, let's bring my brother in. Drum roll. So, this is my brother. So introduce yourself.
My name is Oluwatobi Akinyemiju.
What's my name what's my YouTube name? So you can see that it's the same somebody.
Welcome to Adiola Akinyemiju.
Yes. So I'm going to be asking you some questions now, and I'm going to make this video as short as possible, just so that I don't bore you guys. So the first question is, what's your fondest memory of us growing up in Nigeria?
My fondest memory was our childhood, growing up in the same house, in the same street for years.
That's right.
Going to the same primary schools. We went to 2 different primary schools together.
Yeah.
Being in the same band, boys brigade, same church.
That's right.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything in our childhood was together.
Yeah.
When you see me, you see her.
That's right.
When you call on me, she's the one answering. That was it.
Yeah. Okay, the second question is, do you remember any funny or embarrassing moments from our childhood?
I wouldn't say there is any, but the ones that I can just want to say something about is when someone sees me, it's easy for them to say, they saw somebody with a similar face or similar height or similar eyes or similar nose or similar mouth in that place.
That's right.
So it's very, you think you've eaten or you've done anything only for you to remember that there's somebody there that they can see too.
Yep. That's right. Okay, so the next question is, how would you describe our parents' influence on who we have become today?
That's awesome. With respect to great memories to our father, their influence cut across many aspects of our life, through religion, through social life, through education, through love, through everything we do now. It's a whole reflection of our parents.
That's right.
You know, there's a lot of things that we go through, especially now that we are in diaspora.
Yeah.
And you just think about what will daddy do.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of decisions I want to make, and I'll feel like, will daddy react like this? Will he be happy if he hear or see me react this way? You know, so that has influenced a lot of things in our lives. You know, and it's very beautiful because one way or the other, it's easy for us to flash back, or it's easy for us to how do I say, to be controlled, or is it for us to move around life when you remember those things or those influences that they had over our life?
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Like I mentioned in my videos with my 2 brothers, my mom is very strict. So you cannot misbehave. If you want to misbehave, you cannot. You don't have the luxury to misbehave. So amongst the 4 of us here, I'm going to put pictures of my 2 brothers here. So who was the most mischievous sibling growing up?
Mischievous sibling growing
Yeah.
up. That's you. I can't place anything.
Why did I think that was what you're going to say?
That's you. You can't dispute that. Simple answer.
Why?
Because you were doing too much. The only girl, the last born, daddy's girl.
Oh my God.
Especially when they start singing, Yeji did the last bus stop.
I love that song.
It's out of control.
Well, that's a lie though. I was actually very gentle, but anyway, what's one thing you think has changed about me since we were kids?
About you? One thing that has changed, apart from you growing up, one thing I feel like has changed, and I thank God for, is the level of maturity you've grown into.
I'm telling you.
You know, my sister is now a woman. my baby is no more a baby. You know, but one thing that every day when I think about is how much you've grown. You know, from the last born of the house that we feel like we need to direct, to the last one of the house who is directing everybody now. You know, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
If we don't understand that part,
it's revelation. If you don't get it,
forget about it. Okay, so now we're talking about living in the United States. What was your biggest culture shock when you moved to the US 6 years ago?
It was a lot. Culture shock. First, food. Second, clothing. Thirdly, communication.
That's right.
Fourth, religion. You know, then most especially the way people relate with others, especially we that are Africans or Nigerians in this place. It's a whole culture. So many people lost their home training when they got over here.
That's right.
They want to japa, they want to be this, they want to be that. They all going to Shiloh or going to camp. God, He let me go. I will remain with you. When they get to this part of the world, trust me, they are all different kind of men. It's a whole factory setting. It's all different.
Everything
all
changes,
different.
yeah.
I don't know if I should break it down, but it's all different.
Yeah.
In the religion, we grew up in Nigeria, going to church, this and that. When we get to this place, people don't care anymore. People don't care anymore. Then those that really have a reason to care, they turn to assistant Holy Spirit. Those that don't even know anything about religion or church, those people that did never go to church in Nigeria, they get over here, they are the one that are head usher. They're the one that are head prayer team of the church. And you'll be wondering, do you even know what you're doing? Because now they are imposing. But the way we are into it know how it was done.
Yeah.
It's all awkward and different.
That's right. Yeah.
Social life, everybody wants to show off. Everybody wants to show off. You want to show off of what you don't have. At the end of the day, you run into problems and debts. You know, you create. It's good to create a whole identity for yourself.
Yeah.
But culturally, then communication. The way we talk, a lot of people, Nigerians and Africans, when we get to this part of the world, we tend to want to impress. So you say things you shouldn't be saying. The part of our culture you should edify, you pull down. Part of our culture you should pull up, you just destroy.
Yeah.
And that is bad. You know, a lot more. If I want to start breaking that, look as if this guy doesn't even like Nigerians in this place. Trust me, they are worse. But what can we do? They are people.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot depend on a fellow Nigerian or African in this place. It's very crazy and bad. It's very bad. You cannot just say, I leave this goat with my yam. Let me go and come back. Man, this goat will eat the whole yam and not even think that the owner needs to plant some or the owner needs to eat some.
That's right.
That's how bad it is.
That's right.
And the problem is they don't want you to do it to them. That's one bad thing about it. They don't want you to do it back to them. And it's so sad.
It's crazy.
There's a lot to talk about though. You know, like this brother said, "Would you material many things among men multi-lag?" A lot of things that I personally have experienced. So you cannot come to this page or to the comment section and tell me this and this. Trust me, I will give you a receipt of what many people have done to me personally.
Yeah.
My experience with many people. Trust me, I don't want to say you will cry for me, but all glory to God. On to the next.
Leave it all alone. Okay, moving forward. How has living in the US shaped your perspective compared to when you live in Nigeria? So, I think you've answered it in this cultural shock. So let's move to the next question. What do you miss most about Nigeria?
The freedom.
That's it.
You know, and I wouldn't take the fact that they say we are in the land of the free, but this place you gotta look over your shoulder, over your neck. You cannot sleep. Even when you are sleeping, you are waking up to look at the time. You know, but in Nigeria, you can wake up when you want to. You can go out when you want to. You can do a lot of things. I know there is a lot of insecurity in Nigeria or not, but it's better. It's better. Many of us are looking so tired from doing nothing, but it's better.
Yeah.
Nigeria is better. I know there is nothing back home. The exchange rate, the money we get over here is good, but trust me, a lot of people are over here, they are looking older than their own age. In Nigeria, people are looking older than their own age because of poverty. And, you know, or drink or food. But over here, people are eating well, people are drinking well, but they're looking older than their age because they can't sleep, they think too much, their blood pressure. Everybody here have blood pressure. Everybody here is sick, but many people cannot even go and do tests. Many people cannot even go and check themselves out. You know, it's Nigeria is better.
Yeah.
Trust me, a lot of us, if we have our way, we can have some things put together. Trust me. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, yeah, it's good. I won't tell you not to come here. I won't tell you not to stay here.
That's right.
But if you have a way of making things happen back home, trust me, that's the best.
I think in what you're saying, is that there's no place like home, and what you see on social media is different from reality. That's just it. Anyway, let's move forward. Do you ever find yourself doing something that reminds you of home? So, do you hang out? Do you club?
Okay.
What do you do for fun, basically?
One thing that makes one thing that I do back here that reminds me of home is music.
That's right.
And that's because back home I was more into that. So I sing in church, I go to studios, I do a lot of singing. So it reminds me of back home and the energy we put into back home, you know. Many times looking back home, I remember a lot of people who shaped us into what we can say we are today in music, you know. Looking at Venerable Akinrotimi, looking at Venerable Mrs. Nick Akinrotimi, looking at Omogade Renee, friend of mine, looking at Sister Fola,
all the
Mama, Papa, everybody, looking at a lot of people, looking at Reverend Orioke, looking at a lot of people, musically, you know, all shapes and styles of music. You know. Friends, I may not remember some names to mention, but we looked up to many people back then, and it kind of created a kind of shift in the way we think about music. So over here now, the kind of music we do, it just give us a edge over a lot of people, and that's very beautiful. That's very beautiful.
That makes sense. Anyway, so moving now we're done with the US. So seeing each other after 6 years, what was the first thing that came to your mind when you found out that I was visiting?
I could not sleep. I could not eat. You know, I've waited for this day for 6 years.
That's right.
And finally, it happened. I don't know. I don't have to express my feeling. I don't have to express myself, but everybody that know me in this place know I talk about this day every day.
Yeah.
The day I'm going to see my sister, the day I'm going to see my brothers, the day I'm going to see my mom. You know, I talk about it every day. So finally, my baby is coming to me. Oh my God. I was so happy. And she was not only going to come alone.
Yes!
But I was so happy.
Okay, so the next session is about how do you feel seeing me, my husband, and my son. But thank you.
Okay, that part. My baby now have a baby.
That's right. That's right.
I was so happy. I was so happy seeing
little
my
rat.
nephew, seeing my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, seeing them in good shape and good health. You know, I was happy.
Yeah.
I was happy. Man, my joy knew no bound. Even I'm sure those people at the airport, they were just looking at us like, you know, looking at you coming to the airport with your wife, and you are squeezing somebody, that lady right in front of her.
Yeah.
I could not. I held but everybody was like,
What's that?
no, but it's amazing.
It is.
It's amazing.
It is.
Seeing my in-law for the first time was amazing. Seeing my Bobo for the first time was amazing. And it was great. It was great.
Yeah, and it was so nice for me to meet his wife.
Yes.
You know. I was like, oh my God, she was in tears. She was like, oh my God, see, it's so good to see. I was fighting my tears. So I was like, no.
It
I
was
was
good.
exhausted because it was a long flight. So I was like, I'm not crying. I'll just hold it. It was so nice. It was so nice. How did you feel mommy was going to feel? See, she knew I was coming, but she probably just forgot. I was hinting her, I'm going to see your child. I'm going to see your child. So then I just called, and then she saw him. She screamed.
So,
anyway,
that part,
yeah.
we had a kind of thing in our family that our mother or our mom doesn't like us being apart. She, one way or the other, she likes everybody. Even if we are mad at each other, even if we are fighting, she does like us.
Yeah.
Fix it. Fix it. So
Fix it.
I know when she see the video or when she was called, I'm sure if she can be rolling on the floor, on my era. But I know she was gonna be up all night, or she was gonna be crying, or she was gonna start a whole marathon of vigil.
That's
for
right.
that,
That's
you know?
right.
And I knew that has been our endless prayer also. You know? So I know our joy was gonna have no bounds.
That's right.
I know that. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next, moving on, yeah. So, what's one piece of advice you would give people about raising kids in the US? And I'm sure I know you love kids, yeah. So I know that every child in church would have passed through you. You would have carried every child in church. So, what do you think about raising kids in Nigeria and the way the new generation are raising their kids here? I know that discipline is relative, yeah, and now everybody's talking about what's the thing that they call it, something gentle parenting, yes, where you chase your child to the naughty corner. We didn't have naughty corner in Nigeria, you know, where we had physical, discipline. So, but here in this part of the world, there's nothing like physical discipline. So, what do you think about raising kids abroad?
Raising kids abroad, I commend everyone that's raising kids because I know it's very difficult, especially if you work. Let me use that word. If you work,
yeah,
the man is out 16 hours a day. The woman is out 8, 12, 16 hours a day. Sometimes you don't even know if you're coming back home.
That's right.
So you spend a lot of hours away from your kids. It's the same in Nigeria too. Our parents wake up in the morning and go to work every day.
That's right.
But the moment they come home, it's a factory reset. But in this part of the world, one way or the other, the kids are influenced by social media or electronics, and their teachers or what they learn in their school or in their daycare. So it will take grace of God. Let me use grace of God because I've seen a lot. I don't have mine. I'm about to have mine, but but when I see parents struggle with their own kids, my heart bleeds. I know some parents are trying. Some are just pursuing this money only to go and spend it on Friday. Some people are just pursuing this money, pursuing houses, pursuing cars to show off in this place, and they leave the kid alone, only for them to go. The kid be in trouble. Now they can. In this country, they are so interested in you being in trouble, so your record can be destroyed because everything here is about record. So in the foreign land, training a child it takes grace of God. It takes grace of God and wisdom, because a lot of things you cannot do in Nigeria. You can be spanked, and no teacher, nobody will ask you why did you spank your kid. But in this place, you spank your kid, you can't be questioned.
Yeah. You
can even be jailed for it.
That's right.
So gentle parenting, like she said, it's something everybody do, and it takes wisdom. Father and mother has to be in a very good agreement to a lot of things. Yeah. If not, it's gonna be the beginning of disagreement in that home.
That's right.
And beginning of separation in that home.
That's right.
So I used to tell people that the kid is the beginning of divorce if you're not careful. The moment the kid comes out, you should just start preparing for the worst.
Yeah.
Because if the woman is not in a good alignment with the man, you're gone. The family is gone. The household is gone. So it takes God's grace.
That's right.
It takes God's grace. There's no book. There's no book for parenting.
That's right.
There's no manual for parenting. Some people will say they can write one. Some people will say God inspired them to write one, but there's no manual. What works for my own child might not work for your own child.
Even for siblings, what works for the first child would not work for the second child.
Yeah. So, well, like I say, just take grace of God and wisdom. And everybody just need to be deliberate, intentional and deliberate
that's
about
right.
what you want. What you want, because how you fend for all?
You must do that. Okay. Yeah. Gentle parenting. It's hard. Let's be realistic. Coming from a place where the discipline that you know is either yelling or using your hands.
We grew up with community parenting. If my parents are not home, I know that there's one uncle Ashikwe
looking out.
Oh,
that is going to say something.
You will receive.
Yeah.
We have nowadays. The people are doing something else. They are obtaining and touching people in the wrong places.
That's right.
Touching people's pocket, touching people's
bodies. Yeah.
But those uncle Adubo, then you cannot play anyhow. You cannot misbehave anyhow.
Yeah.
They'll be the first one to tell you to go and carry your book. They'll be the first one to ask you when they see you playing when you shouldn't be playing. They'll tell you, "Where's mommy? Where's daddy?"
That's right.
Go and sit down on the balcony. Go and sit down there.
That's right.
Or you have played enough. Go and take a shower.
That's right.
Or you do too much, they'll wire you.
That's right.
And you'll be lucky if you get home and the parent find out that someone will wire you. For him to wire you,
that's right.
You need extra wiring.
That's right. Right.
So sorry for cutting you, but that's what we had. That's what we had. But now we don't have. They said that Oju Meta, Oju Medilo, Oju Merilon, Obimo.
Nobody wants you to.
Nobody cares.
Nobody wants you to parent their child.
Yes. Yeah.
People. I'm not talking about people from other denominations here, Nigerians. As much as we grew up with discipline, it wasn't a lot. Sometimes they all here, we might not get disciplined. It will sometimes 2-3 years. Yes, but when my mom wants to discipline you lead. Just so that you've done it up until here, right? But we had, I won't say we're scared of her, but we had we had the fear of our parents. We knew these are our parents and they were respected. That's right. But we also, just like I said, there were people around that we also respected out of being respectful. But people here, nobody wants everybody to discipline their child, but you're also doing a bad job. Anyway, you can't tell anybody how to parent their child anyway. So, but there's a lot of badly behaved kids out here, and everybody hold your child. If anybody moves close to my child, we go have it. Anyway, next question is: who was our parents' favorite child? I think both parents have different favorites.
Yeah. So we have just four of us, but the undisputed champion.
Yes.
Uluwatosin.
That's right.
Akinbayode.
That's right.
Akiyemiju. That's the favorite.
That's the favorite.
That's the favorite of everybody. And Daddy alone, his own favorite.
Love me.
This is Daddy's favorite. But I don't blame him because that's his only girl. But the favorite of all, in all, the ultimate champion. Uluwatosin before.
My elder brother mentioned this, and he did not agree that is the favorite. But everybody knows. Everybody knows.
We even questioned mommy one day, and she was like, Koribe. Hey, show mommy there.
Oh my god. Let me see. Okay, so to the last question. If you could pick one Nigerian dish that reminds you of home, what would it be?
One Nigerian dish that reminds me of home is banunu.
Okay, that is what those call it. I need to call it in a name that everybody understands.
Okay, everybody's obeatadudu. I don't know how to describe it anymore.
Black soup.
But there's this soup in Nigeria.
That's right.
It's a combination of so many leaves.
That's right.
Ginger, garlic, turmeric.
That's right.
Blended together.
That's right.
I'm local. I grew up home.
That's right.
I am not your butter. But that soup, it does all the miracles.
It does
all the miracles.
Yeah.
Aside from obela, alasepok,
we had that this morning without the euro though. We had that this morning.
Local dish reminds me any time, any day I see it, picture or everywhere. It just reminds me of.
Yep.
Where art thou?
I
cannot see that leaf in this place. You cannot see that leaf. You cannot just plant anything anywhere, anyhow. But I miss that.
Yeah.
I miss that.
Yeah. Okay. So the last question that I have here: what do you think our relationship would be What do you think our relationship would be 10 years from now?
10 years from now, that's it's not really a lot.
Yeah.
So 6 years flew like, I remember
I
when
know,
you were hugging me at the airport. So 10 years from now,
Yeah.
it has to be defined.
Yeah.
It has to be defined. For families, I see a lot of families crash out. So 10 years from now, there has to be a growth that you will get to. And my own kind of idea is that everybody needs to get to a point where everybody is important to everybody. Because the only way people don't want to be around you 10 years time is when they come around, you're going to be a burden to them. So it will be good if you're not a burden to anybody. In 10 years time you come, I'm telling you, madam, that's your business. I want to ship something new. Not that I will now scam you again. That's another thing again with siblings. You will now, you will now scam your elder brother, your younger sister again. So 10 years from now, everybody got to be doing something that helps everybody, you know. Everybody knows me in this place here. If I talk 4 or 5 things, I will always talk about my elder brother who is into branding and advertisement. I will always say, if you have to do any branding or anything, please go to him, you know. So if I have something to do in Nigeria that deals with branding and anything, I'll go to him, you know. There's some things that bring family together, business, but you have to be careful because money is one thing that scatters the whole family. But in 10 years time, our relationship will be stronger if there is something, if there's cordial relationship, mutual respect, and everybody respecting everybody's space.
That's right.
10 years time,
it
will be a lot of things happening, you know. I have to be intentional. We have to know that we want to keep this relationship. That's just one thing. We have to be intentional as a family that we want to keep relationship. If not, it's easy for everybody to ignore everybody.
That's right.
It's so easy. Everybody's busy. Everybody has something else to think about.
Seriously.
So, but it's very easy for everybody to ignore everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, 10 years from now would be, I think, if at all, of course there will be growth, and if we keep the same energy that we still keep, I think it's still going to be the same. The way we grew up in love and all that. So,
I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, how's your relationship been with those people you left back home?
Back home. I think it's still the same because I'm a people person. I love people, right? So I reach out to people as often as I can. And if you reach out to me, you're gonna get an answer from me. You know, there's no. But if you ask for money, but actually, a lot of people that have asked me, I've been able to help, but not as much as. Don't ask me for 50,000. I cannot have. So, but yeah, but people that are back home, I still talk to them. People that I still have a lot of people's numbers from 10 years ago that I still chat with them. You know, so I still have a good relationship with people. I know how to keep up with people. Yeah, that's the word. So yeah, I still talk to people a lot. Yeah.
With me,
I think I need to do that too.
I think I need to do something because
I
I broke out from everybody that I loved and they loved me back home. The ones I broke out with, sorry, let me use the word. The ones I broke out with was because many people do not know what you are going through. The fact that you are in diaspora, the fact that you're outside the axis of Nigeria, doesn't mean that everything is rosy with you. Many people are just here. I know people that are here 35 years and cannot even buy food to eat for themselves.
That's right.
But they're just hanging in this country because if they come home, people back home will be the one to question them. But and the same people again asking them for stuff.
Yeah.
So many people have. I have a list of people that have never in 6 years asked me, Paddy, how are you? How are you doing? How have you been doing? How have you been surviving?
That's right.
With this change of government, how have you been able to family? Have you married? Have you?
That's right.
Are your kids okay? Did you hear from mom? We are here. We are doing things. So you know. But the first 3 sentences or the first 2 words in it is how are you? I am broke. I need. That is the first 3 lines you see, and it's bad. It throws people off because you feel like, man, people work by the hour outside Nigeria. People work by the hour, and trust me, you can be doing shitty job by the hour. Nigeria is good, but a lot of people it's easy to cut off from you because
it
of
is.
all these kind of things. Please, don't don't just come like that. Come as a friend. I will in my mind know that you need. I will in my mind know that I need. I sorry for saying this on this platform. I have sent money to somebody before and someone was telling me that it was not enough.
Yeah.
You don't want to know the amount I sent, but the amount has 5 zeros.
Wow.
And you told me that, bros, and it wasn't 1, and it wasn't 200, but all the same.
Yeah. Anyway, that comes to the end of this video. It's so long, 36 minutes. Yes. Thank you for gracing my chair in your house. Anyway, I really enjoyed this video and it was really nice catching up. Thank you guys for watching. Why are you staring at me like that? Thank you guys for watching. I don't even know what to say again. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Ole Muzana. Ole Muzana.